Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Rascal and a fantastic day today. Guys, look at my bed here. In today's video, I'll be going through the best operators in Rainbow Six Siege in a good old tier list. I want you guys to take this with a pinch of salt. I'm going to be kind of going in a range of about platinum to diamond elo. Again, every single operator is good in different elos. So Cav, for example, is really good in copper, but she's not good at champion level kind of siege gameplay. So just remember when you're watching this video, take it with a pinch of salt. Let's get right into it. We're going to start off with Fuze. Fuze is actually quite good at the moment with his buff. I mean, we all know that AK is one of the best guns in the game. I have been using him more because I don't actually use Fuze ever, and I actually enjoy him. He's also got the hard breach gadget that you can put on the wall as well, which is a great utility. Being able to have two hard breach gadgets to be able to put on the wall as well, so you can fuse trick the floor below to destroy the electricity, so the fuse pellets shoot down, hit the electricity, break the wall open. For me, Fuze right now is actually going to go into A tier. You might be like, whoa, Fuze into A tier? Yes, Fuze into A tier. I think he's actually a really underrated op at the moment. I think if you guys haven't used him, go give him a go. The only thing that's annoying for me with him is that he's a 1-speed kind of operator, and I don't like my 1-speeds that much, but he's a fun guy to use and I recommend him. I think I'm going to put him in for right now in Demon Vale. I think he's an underrated operator. The introduction of all Universal 1Xs on all sides actually makes Glaz hella fun. However, I am going to have to put him into D, but make sure if you use Glaz at the moment, use the red dot, one of the red dots, a little dot. It looks so clean, feels nice. The gun feels better with it. It's actually insane how much a sight can change a gun. However, Glaz at the moment, just no need for him. He has his nades and a Gon 6, which would maybe fight him into C, but for right now, I'm going to have to put him into D because I just don't see any use for him. Any sniper at the moment just feels underwhelming with the one-shot kind of headshot. Game that we're in, any sniper isn't really going to lack unless they bring amazing utility and other things, which Glaz, is doing at the moment. He just isn't quite there yet for me, and I don't want to see a Glaz on my team if I'm playing my diamond games. Tachanka for me is going to go straight into C. I don't mind him as operator. I don't play him myself, so I can't really make too many comments. I play a lot of operators in Rainbow Six Siege. If you guys watch me, remember, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, Rascal100 on Twitch. I play a lot of operators. I would say myself as quite, I think I play like 10 operators really well on each side. Tachanka isn't one of them. His gun is okay. He's slow. The fire is cool when you can pull it off, but very rarely can you pull it off. I'm going to put him into C because I don't think he's useless because his gun can make rotate and other things, and I don't see Tachanka, oh my god, he's trolling, or he's picking the load for a troll. So I'm actually going to stick him into C. I don't think he's the worst pick. There's going to be operators in the D list, which I think are definitely worse than Tachanka, so I don't think I can put him into D. Kapkan's a really tricky one for me because I honestly kind of feel like Kapkan can go into A or S tier. I think he could genuinely go into S tier right now, and I hate him, so I can't put him in S tier, and I'm going to have to put him in A tier. I can't do it. I just think S tier, he annoys me so much with how annoying those traps are. You give me any kind of skill level player and those traps will catch you off guard no matter what kind of player you are. You see pro players die to frost mats, things like that. Sometimes these traps will just catch you off guard, and the fact that you can place 2 or 3 on a door now to basically instant kills you is so strong. Has a C4, has a 1.5 on his gun as well. I think he's 2-speed if I'm correct. Absolutely nutter of an operator. Yeah, definitely one of the best kind of characters, underrated characters kind of coming through the meta in my opinion. I would actually think he needs a nerf, but we're going to leave him into A for right now. You Kapkan mains will be loving this. Blitz is pretty simple for me, just go straight into D tier. I don't think Blitz, I think Monty's a better Blitz 10 times over. Blitz is absolutely useless in my opinion. He's honestly might be one of the worst operators in the game right now. The meta changes and all the new characters that are kind of coming into the game aren't doing him any favours. Don't need to talk about him, waste of time. Moving on to IQ. IQ is going to be one of those picks where I'm going to put her into C because I feel like she needs a big, not buff, but she needs some just love to her, man. She's a massively great operator to bring. The only times IQ would go up the list for me is when Valkyrie, but Valkyrie cams don't go outside anymore. If they do, they get destroyed in 10 seconds. So you don't even need her to spot them, you just need her to spot the gadgets inside. Sometimes it's useful for Kaids and stuff like that. However, the no nades, the no, she's just missing that thing. She has the G8 and other guns as well. She has great sets of utility, great character as well, a lot of fun to use. I want to put her in B, but I'm going to put her in C because I just feel like she's a little bit underwhelming at the moment. I feel like she's kind of like Tachanka, kind of does her job, but doesn't feel like she does it very well. I feel like there's other characters you'd rather bring than an IQ at the moment in Demon Vale. That's just my opinion, guys. Moving on to Jager, yeah, I'm going to have to put Jager in S tier. He's just one of those characters for as long as Siege has been Siege almost that you have to bring. Not a must bring because you've got someone else, which I'm going to go find now. Wamai. Wamai for me is basically like Jager. It's just a different version of Jager. Does basically the same job as we know. There he is. Yeah, both kind of fantastic operators and what they bring. Honestly, a lot of the times both are needed in certain site setups. I think they're both fantastic. I think Jager's recoil is a bit more manageable now. Wamai also brings something that Jager can't do where you can throw him anywhere. anywhere, but Jaegers are so, I mean, the fact that they recharge now is a strong thing for him as well, as long as they don't get destroyed. Yeah, I think they're both excellent. In Siege, S tier is kind of the operators that you want to bring or see most of the time, and they're always useful in basically every single site setup, so I'll be lying to myself if I put them into A, so both go into S tier. Bandit's gonna have to go into C tier for me. Bandit, I used to be a Bandit main, if you guys don't know, so I've got much love for Bandit. I don't want to put him into C tier. Unfortunately, reluctantly, I'm gonna have to put him into C tier. I think the Siege meta right now with all operators is in such a fantastic place. It's really hard to kind of to put operators lower down the list, if that makes sense. Bandit has a fantastic gun, has C4, you can Bandit trick, but it's so difficult. I think the implemented rework that they're going to try and do, be able to allow put more than one Bandit on a wall, will make Bandit tricking so much easier. And if that was in the game right now, I'd probably put him onto A tier right now. So he's literally one little change away from his ability to go back up the list big time. I love him as an operator. It's got that soft spot in my heart as well. But unfortunately, right now in Demon Vale, he just isn't the character that you want. In my opinion, the Kai will always be like appreciated more than the Bandits, unless you're playing around the Bandit tricking, which doesn't feel like it is strong at the moment. Playing around the Bandit tricking is just not possible with all the nades and the yellow pings at the moment. You just can't be safe in Bandit trick anymore, so I'm just going to have to put him into C tier. Moving on to Monty. Monty is going to be my first B tier operator in Rainbow Six Siege Demon Vale, because Monty, played correctly, is one of the most annoying intel gathering operators there is. I always think a Monty going into Clubhouse, going into the garage is so strong, not much you can deal with unless you got a Lesion, Kapkans, but normally what you do is clear for the Monty to allow him to push into it. Monty is very, very strong, played correctly. Otherwise, he's not very good with a bad play, if that makes sense. So he's not going to be A or S tier in my opinion, but he's definitely, I don't see a Monty and go, oh no, we've got a Monty, the same way I see a Blitz or even some of the other operators. With a Monty, I'm like, okay, let's play around this Monty, let's drone out for him, let's follow him up. Because Monty on his own is almost useless. You always want him to be supportive with him. So I think at the moment being played all the time really helps Monty as well in my opinion. So Monty's going straight into B tier for me. Moving on to my favourite attacker in Rainbow Six Siege, Twitch. She's going to go into... Oh, I'm actually going to put her in S tier, you know. I was thinking about A tier. I think you guys will probably put in A tier. But I think the gun, the ability, the 1.5, everything that Twitch brings, kind of like what I was saying for the Monty. You want to Twitch a lot of the time at the moment. Twitch kind of does what IQ does in my opinion, but better, because you also get to drone intel other than the scanner. Obviously you can't see your vigils and your pulses and those kind of things, but you would drone them out anyway at high elo, which is what this list is about. I have no problem seeing a Twitch ever. I'd actually like to see Twitches more. I think Twitch is probably going to get a nerf, I think, at some point with the gun recall anyway. I hope not. I think Twitch is a fantastic operator. It's going to go into S tier for me. Could definitely go into A tier, but I'm going to stick her in S tier. Moving on to Dokk and Rook, I'm going to put them in the same tier for me. They're both going to go into C tier. They both kind of do, yeah, Dokk is an interesting roamer and Rook helps the team out. It gives them probably sometimes one more shot extra, which are fine. C tier for me isn't an issue if you pick them, if you play them correctly. I just don't think they're that strong. I think you pick other characters other than C tier and it'll probably help the team more. Not necessarily with the Rook, for example, even Dokk, but for example, Thunderbird is a better Dokk in my opinion, those kind of things. The MP5 with 1.5 feels very nice, and also 2x on Rooks feel very, very nice. However, just can't squeeze them into B in my opinion, because of the other people about to go into B coming in the list soon. Ash right now, in my opinion, isn't the best that she used to be. For me, she isn't a must bring. S almost for me is not a must bring, but like 90% of the time you want these operators. For me, Ash isn't that. If you're a good Ash and you control the recoil, then for sure go ahead. She still does the job that she used to do. I feel like one more charge on her breaching round or something like that, she goes straight back into S tier. Right now for me, she's into A tier. I just think she's missing that little bit of something, and I think you guys will understand when you play her. She's just missing that something, and I don't really know what that is. I just used to play Ash a lot. I've had certain rounds where I pop off and certain rounds where the R4C sometimes kicks a bit too much for me or those kind of things, but she's still fantastic and we still love her. Here we have the first hard breacher, probably the worst in my opinion. I know there's a lot of Thermite mains out there. He's going to go into B tier for me. Great operator, does a lot of things you want from him. However, with all the mutes, bandits, all that stuff that's going on, it's harder and harder to use a Thermite correctly. A lot of people, I don't know, I just don't like the way you are full body exposed when you do your Thermites on the wall. You're out there in the open just trying to put your thing there. With the Ace, you're further away. With Hibana, those kind of characters, you're much further away, much safer. You can kind of play around it. Yeah, it gets mute jam with Ace. You can leave it there. With Thermite, that's your one exothermic charge. You can't use your other one. Those kind of things for me, just put him down the pecking order. Yeah, you can open hatches, those kind of things. I just think well, you'll see later in the list that the other hard breaches are just a lot more better for me. I think he's still a great operator. I don't like him that much. I don't really play him that much, but B is a fair place for him to go on the list for me. Castle for me is actually a really underrated operator in Rainbow Six Siege. I kind of, honestly, I'm going to do a little bit of a rogue pick. I'm actually going to put him into A. I've been playing him a lot on things like Chalet on top 4 to use the block out the windows, and because he's got 4, the super shorty, because the damage has been like increased now, it's a lot easier to make rotate as well with it. He also has BB beep scanners, which are just very useful in his kit. The UMP with 1.5 still feels great. Obviously the 1x is on certain ones as well. I just think Castle's a really underrated operator. I think he's really slept on. He could definitely go into B, but I just kind of put him into A to kind of give you guys the heads up to go play him, to be honest. I think he's really underrated. Go try him out. It's a lot of fun. The only thing you have to do with Castles is put them in the right spots. Don't just put them in random doorways and stuff, because it can actually hinder your own teammates. Just put them a lot of the time on windows is a safe bet if you're not sure what to do with Castles. Just a lot of windows to slow down the attackers is already a W in itself. It's a lot of melee hits, and again, with all the ADSs like Wamai and Jager getting zapping away the Ash, breach charge and those kind of things, it makes Castle even better in my opinion. Pulse for me is going to be another one to go into the B tier. Pulse actually, in my head, was always like a C tier slash D tier kind of operator, but I've been playing him a little bit more here and there, and you get a lot of intel. You're basically just kind of playing as an intel character. I still think the UMP doesn't feel great when you shoot it at times. He has a C4, which obviously you can pre-place those kind of things, but you're just there to get a lot of intel when you're playing Pulse. So you're playing on stairs, you're making sure you're not getting droned, but just being like 2 are coming bottom floor, bottom of red stairs, 2 are coming. Let your teammates know, let them hold a sight at different angles. He's just a good operator. That's why I beat it. For me, B is good operators. Play them correctly, good operators. Not fantastic, not the must picks or the always brings, but a certain side, certain maps, good picks and what you want. Sledge for me is an S tier operator right now, has everything you want. Again, very sad he lost the SMG11. He was an S tier before the SMG11 gone, but again, not that many times I've swapped over to that pistol and not, you know, and not felt the lack of the SMG presence, if that makes sense. There are certain times you need that SMG11. However, the L8 is so easy to use and there's no recoil on that gun. It's a fantastic gun. Slap a 1.5 on there for me. Fantastic gun, can't go wrong. Just basically, you need a soft destruction, and Sledge just brings exactly that. Kind of takes Ash's place for right now. Same as Sledge, Thatcher, if he's not banned. Again, I'm looking forward to the eventual Thatcher rework. We never get to play him. I never get to play him. I've played him like this year, probably like 20 times in my like 250 games. It's a disgusting ratio to be able to actually be able to pick him. It's just very low. It's a shame. He does everything that you want. Very strong. That's why he gets banned. I understand it. He's an S tier. Not much to say about him. Then we've got the Brexit boys on the fence, Mute and Smoke, both S tier as well. Fantastic characters, can't go wrong with them. Honestly, my favourite duo out of like the partners for me personally, I love the shotgun SMG11. It's one of my favourite combos in the game. You have to use your brain, everything about them. They're just the most satisfying characters for me to pull off a clutch with. You got your Mute with a C4 as well. Put your Mute jab in the right place, slow down, stop things. Smoke, you got your smokes as well, a shield. Everything that you want, you make the rotates. You got to know what to do. I think the elite players are in 6 Siege know how to play Mute and Smoke properly. Fantastic characters, nothing more to say. S tier every single day of the week. Next we have Frost. Frost for me just goes straight into B tier, almost the same as Pulse. Kind of has their fantastic moments, played correctly. Again, Frost is probably actually, I mean, if I had to put her in the list, like probably on top of all these ones. Frost just has that thing, the mats obviously, but you can shoot them when you're on attack. But however, if you play them correctly, you can wait for them to jump in, shoot them. You have to look down to shoot at them, and you can shoot back at them. You see that I use them pro play a lot, just as another hindrance to the attack. That's what you want as defenders. You just want to slow down the attack, and obviously Frost has the potential to not kill you, but injure you and make you almost useless in the round, and also sometimes get your teammate baited because they're like, oh, come get me, come get me. You pick them up, you swing them, both dead. Free round. Frost, fantastic character. Do love her a lot. Frost slowly going up in other people's tier lists as well, so give her a shot if you don't already. Moving on to the next character, which is Buck. Buck's going to go straight into A tier, a little bit like Ash for me. Fantastic gun, 1.5, great utility. Actually has 2 hard breach gadgets, so I did think about him going into S tier at times. However, I just think maybe he can go into S tier. I'd love, you know what guys, I'm going to put him in A tier. That's how I feel about him. I don't play him that much. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you made it this far in the video and you're listening to Buck, what do you think Buck should go into? S, A or B tier? Definitely not lower than B tier. Obviously can't go higher than S tier. I just think A is a perfect fit for him, but I genuinely do think he'd go in S tier. Don't really have my reasons. I just feel like this is right for the list. Valkyrie now, after the nerf, obviously. For me, listen to this. So I want to put into A tier for now, but this is my honest opinions. I think the Valk cam nerf, so you can't throw them outside. You can throw them outside, but they get destroyed within 10 seconds. You can still get your intel, but obviously the camera will just blow up, so you can't use it for more than 10 seconds. Is actually a little bit of a buff to Valkyrie. Right, listen to me out here. Basically, because when you throw Valkyrie's cameras outside, you might get one run out kill, or maybe two, or obviously the whole team. That happens sometimes. But a lot of the time you throw one, you can't get that back anyway. Like, now it destroys, but you used to not be able to get it back. So what you do now is that you don't really throw one outside unless you're doing something unique, but you only throw one outside. I used to always throw one or two outside. Now I throw all three inside. There's 35 seconds left on the clock. It might even be a 1v1. You've got 3 Valkyrie cameras that are most likely to be up if you put them in the right spots or good spots, maybe even 2. I'm going to be able to tell you extra intel that would never be there before because you throw them outside. I honestly think the Val kind of nerf change is actually going to help her. Maybe not in lists and tier lists, but actually it's going to help her in properly place the Valcams in the last minute of the round. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to put in A, but I think she's definitely going to go into S tier. I still agree with everything I said, but I'm going to have to just knock her up 1 tier. Just quick preface. I thought about it a little bit after I said my things. I think she's still S tier for me. I actually think what I just said would make it stupid and non-valid if I didn't put her into S tier. Yeah, Blackbeard and Cav for me. I'm just going to put them together because I just want to get them out of the way. Both D tier operators. Cav, again, there will be Cav people in here. Always get Cav comments on the YouTube videos I make. Like, Cav is great. Cav is fantastic if you guys are in copper, bronze, silver. Yes, go and play it. Go have a whale of a time. It must be so fun to be able to interrogate people. However, in high elo, so I'm talking plat, diamond, champion, I have never, maybe once or twice in my life, seen a Cav interrogation pulled off, and that's normally because of stupid play from the individual. Or sometimes a good play from the Cav, but Cav is almost a troll pick in high elo. For me, that's going into D tier. Blackbeard being nerfed to the ground. His shield sometimes comes in useful, basically when you're playing cheaters to try to sponge one bullet. Otherwise, nope. Both not really rendered as useful, helpful operators to higher elo meta. Capitao for me is going straight into A tier. Fantastic operator, very underplayed, not played enough by enough people. Never see a Capitao bring in like non-ranked kind of experience. Go give him a go. His smoke/fire combinations come in very useful. Not many characters have 2 smokes and 2 fires to be able to, like lock off areas. Fantastic operator, great gun, everything about him fantastic. Just not quite S tier for me, like not must bring basically, but a fantastic operator, a bit like Buck and Kapkan. Fantastic operator, a lot of fun, bring something unique to the team. Yeah, great operator, go try him out. Here we have Echo. Echo used to be much higher on the lists for me. That invisible yokai drone, right annoying, very, very annoying. Now just B tier. You can put them in the right spots, very good. Still very annoying and a good Echo. Again, not C tier because those guys are not useless but not great. He still provides that extra little camera, a little bit of advice. That extra camera that allows a bit more intel. A great Echo can change around. No more than low B tier for me, a bit like your Pulse. Played correctly, great operator, otherwise not really that important. Now we have Hibana, the second hard breacher. I told you about to wait the hard breachers. Yeah, she's going to go into S tier, Hibana. The new pellet changes. I think Hibana for me, before those pellet changes, before you can do 2, 4, 6, is it 8 pellets? No, 6 pellets, right, max. And before that, I don't play Hibana much, don't have a go at me. Before that, she's probably A tier for me, but now with the pellets, even I play her on bank all the time. She's my favourite character to play on bank. When they go bottom floor, and with the Tachanka pick now, she's so useful. Yeah, she's just a solid hard breacher, can open any hatches that she wants, and again, if they're even trying to KI trick you, you can just put 2 on there to try to bait them. You can do loads of things like that. She's a fantastic, she just gets better and better for me, Hibana. So yeah, S tier every day of the week. Now we have Mira. I see a lot of people put Mira into S tier a lot of the time, but I'm actually going to put Mira into A tier. Just hear me through. I think the melee of the Mira is actually quite an effect to them. It's a bit like the Maestro as well. I don't think they're the same as they used to be. They used to always be strong, but that's actually, I have a lot of time, for example in Oregon bottom floor when they put a mirror on that 2 wall in front of blue. A lot of the time we will try to smoke or like pressure that window so we can just go up there and just sacrifice one of us to melee the window, and sometimes you still get a kill, or do you know what I mean, or just play like that, or bait one of us to try to melee the mirror and get the guy to swing around. Those kind of things. I just makes Mira for me not quite as strong as she used to be. Yeah, I might as well make this one quick and easy. I think if you guys know me, I think Jackal's still one of the most busted attackers in the game. I think just the fact that you can put goggles on and see where people's footsteps, how fresh they are, already is kind of quite an insane thing to do. That's without scanning them, without being annoying, without having a great gun, without being a fantastic like all-rounded operator, not balanced I should say. So yeah, easy S tier. We'll move on to Lesion. Lesion is going to go into B tier for me. Lesion, great operator, a bit like your Frost and a bit like your Echo Pulse, those kind of operators. Played correctly, fantastic operator. You basically want to stay alive. I really believe in this with, if you're a Lesion play, stay alive as long as you can. You almost want to be like a Maestro. There's almost no point in you being dead in the first minute. You want 6 goo mines on the floor if you can. They're incredibly annoying. If there's only 1 or 2, he's almost not much point there. The T5, great gun, but not much point otherwise. If you're alive in the last 30 seconds with Lesion, he goes into S tier, A tier for me, but as an operator goes into B tier. Ying is an easy one for me, just goes into C tier with the rest of them. Don't really need to break down Ying. A little bit like your IQ. Played correctly can be very annoying. A good Ying, really annoying. Burn the ADSs, then go in with Ying. Great times, use your smokes, etc. Just a C tier operator. Doesn't get picked that often either. Ela for me is going to go into B tier. The same reason as I explained with Lesion. I think Ela's really good. Her gadget can be really good. If you use the Scorpion correctly, very good operator. No more than B tier for me. Could definitely go into C tier, arguably. A little bit like Ying. Great operator. 3 speed for me makes it very fun to use her though. You can use her Grismot mines correctly. She's very strong. Moving on to her sister, Zofia. Zofia is S tier for me. If the LMGs weren't in the game, she would not be S tier for me. She would go into A tier, but the LMGs are in the game on Demon Veil, and that LMG of Zofia is right annoying. Her gadget's still the same. So we always played Zofia because of her M76, whatever it was called, that gun. It's basically the same thing, if not even stronger with the LMG. And the same Zofia as we know, so nothing changes. She's just S tier, even probably more of the S tier than she used to be. Vigil for me is going to go into A tier. Some of you will definitely put him into S tier. I still don't rate Vigil as much as other people do. I think he's great, but for example, I'm going to find him on the list right now. Where is my boy this season in Demon Veil? The best roamer in my opinion. Where is he on the list? I can never find the character I want to. Is your boy Oryx. Oryx for me is the best roamer in Rainbow Six Siege Demon Veil right now. He does everything Vigil does in my opinion, but better. Have you ever used Oryx to dash and get away? It's insane. He basically feels 4 speed right now. Has fantastic gun, a better gun than Vigil with the 1.5. The T5 is an easier gun than the K1A. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. You guys can agree to disagree. I'd have no problem with you putting Vigil in S tier below Oryx, but Oryx is the best. So for me, Vigil goes into A tier. Now we have Line and Dokkaebi. For me, they're the same tier, so I'm going to put them 2 in 1. For me, they're both B tier, lower down the B tier. Again, a little bit like my B tier might as well be called good operators if you play them correctly, and can be really annoying and really strong, but not really more than that. That's what they both are to me. Dokkaebi's calls are really good, Lion's calls are really good. If you time them correctly, you're in a team, even both play together, very annoying. So that's just my opinion. I feel like old Finka would be in B tier as well, but no. New Finka, LMG, what everything that she brings now, you guys know it. If you haven't tried Finka LMG, what you're really doing in Demon Veil. Best character in Demon Veil for me right now is Finka, not even close. I'm talking all-rounded character right now, Finka. Con 6, nades, LMG, buffs, picks herself, it's disgusting, man, it's disgusting. She's so strong. Nothing more needs to be said on her. Maestro for me, a little bit like Mira, still goes into A tier. Great operator. Bit better than the Bs if you play them correctly. Those cameras are still annoying. You could melee them now, so again, not as good as they used to be. I don't think people realize how much meleeing those two, like the glass of them, how much of an impact that makes. You try to play those now compared to them a season ago or before their changes happen, they'd be so much stronger now. So yeah, for me, just not the same anymore. Maestro, still A though, still a great operator. Moving on to the other character, I don't know why I said it like that. Alibi for me, B tier. Again, goes into the same list as the rest of them. B tier is probably my favorite tier on this tier list that I'm doing, because it just feels like I'm repeating myself 27 times on the list. I'm not going to repeat myself anymore. Yeah, you know why she's in B tier. Clash for me is going to go into A tier. You might be like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know, what am I doing with my hair? No, my hair's a mess, boys. Yeah, she's actually really underrated in her own way, if that makes sense. You play it correctly, she actually gets played in pro play quite a lot, and if she isn't banned, she is annoying. She genuinely is annoying. Just in a 1v1, you'll most likely beat her, but if you've got 20 health, you ain't beating her if she plays it correctly. That's the thing. I think people underrate it. We all find Clash annoying for that exact reason, that you can't beat her sometimes. If she's a 2v1, for example, you're an attacker and it's a 2v1, it's a Clash and a Clash and a Valkyrie, you're not winning that. You're not supposed to win that. Do you know what I mean? She can do everything from a range. That shield's great. Obviously, if you run her a melee, that's the way to counter her. But if someone else alive, it's really annoying. And if you're weak, you can't do it either. So A tier is probably a fair place to put her. I think she could either, she's basically played correctly in the right scenario, she's an S tier, and in some scenarios, she's a D tier. So just kind of one of those. I'm not going to waste much more time on these operators. Maverick, S tier. Kaid, S tier. Nomad, S tier. Mozzie, S tier. All these ones, all S tier for me. Like Maverick, best hard breacher in the game, still for me, because it can do the electricity if you know how to Maverick properly. Fantastic operator, has nades, has a fantastic gun. Kaid, C4, does everything Bandit can do times 10. It probably, you know, he can do 3 walls with one of his claws, for example. If you can, many, shout out to Ali Littleton, by the way, many guides out there to put them in hiding spots that very hard to find. Keep a wall electrocute for the whole round, can basically win you around at times. One Kaid claw. Nomad, no character can lock down an area and stop roamers as much as Nomad can do, in my opinion. Fantastic gun, the RX as well. Great character, everything about her great. Not low down on the S tier, definitely can go into A tier as well, but for me, an S tier. Mozzie, 1.5 on the Roni. The Roni still doesn't feel that bad in my opinion, just take a vertical on it. Obviously captures enemy drones, you can use them to your advantage. A lot of the time you forget that your drones have been captured, no one calls that out. You can use them in nasty spots, people don't even shoot them all half the time. Has a C4 as well, great roamer as well at the times. Fantastic, everything you want in my opinion. S tier, great operator. I'm going to put these two, Gridlock and Warden, both into C tier. They're both, again, not useless because their guns and their abilities are a little bit more useful than these guys, but again, not really bring that much more to the table. A correct Gridlock can probably go into A tier, B tier, but no one really plays Gridlock correctly. Same with a little bit like Capitao. If pro players will execute those characters much better than, you know, than us plat / diamond / champions probably can do. So I'm gonna have to put them into C tier for me. They can definitely both, I think everyone in C tier can honestly do with a little bit of a buff or a little bit of a change. So C tier, it belongs for me. Nokk can go into B tier. Nokk, if she had that buff where she can go through Kapkan's, Elamines, Malusi's, she'd be probably almost S tier, A tier, but unfortunately she doesn't. Still a 1.5 on the FMG9. Great gun as well, has a nades, fun operator to use, has definitely been played more and more by me. So yeah, B tier is fair for me. Goyo pre-rework was S tier, now he's A tier for me. I've played him, I still thought when I was playing him in the private test server, shout out to Ubisoft for inviting me, I thought he was going to be busted. The flames last so long now, I haven't seen him played enough to be honest, to know. I think the play to do with him is to put your Goyos on soft floors, especially when you're playing second floor, and throw impacts or something below to set them off in the last 30 seconds, try to deny the plant, those kind of things. The shields was what made him so strong, so I have to put him in A tier now. If I'm being honest, you guys, I haven't played him enough and I haven't seen him enough to know exactly where he goes, so I'm going to put him down 1 tier. I still think he's useful, but he might be B tier or he might still be S tier, but I'm going to put him A tier because I think that's my gut telling me around there. I'm not going to do Amaru dirty like I normally do. I'm top 5 Amaru EU. I've many times pulled off a sexy Amaru play in like definitely Diamond Elo, and Amaru played correctly can still be a useful operator. I was going to chuck her in C, but I was like, no, I'm going to fight for MB. The same way all these characters, if you play them correctly, can have a great round. Same with Amaru. She also has 2 hard breaching gadgets, people forget that as well, and the SMG11. She has a great loadout, so don't forget that. Moving on to Kali. Kali's going to be in the B tier as well. Still the highest a sniper will ever get on the list in my opinion is B tier. Her gadget is useful at times. Sniper is a sniper. She has a cool other gun. Just a meh operator. Again, goes into the B. Like I said 20 times in the video. B, played correctly, very strong, otherwise not. Iana, yeah, S tier, we all know why. She's probably just behind Finka this season, to be honest. Fantastic gun, gone 6, nades again, a human drone kind of decoy thing, amazing, everything about her. I'm not going to waste my time, we all know why she's S tier. This might shock you guys, I'm going to put Malusi into high A. I actually think her gadget nerf is made a lot more impact than people realise. It opens ridiculously quick now, I actually think it opens too quick. Her gadgets, you only got 3 of them and you can get rid of them again with nades, con 6s, those kind of things. But now it almost feels like there's a waste to get rid of them unless you're trying to sneakily run in. It opens so quick now from a range. Before you used to get shot when you tried to open them. Now it feels so easy, you don't even have to think about shooting them and be able to flick onto a guy as well. She still has a lot of things that you want. I just feel like the gadget is what makes it S tier, and right now it's not in the same spot and not as great as it used to be. Ace is going to go into S tier along with this guy, the most underrated character in Rainbow Six Siege, or operator. Again, let me quickly go over Ace. Fantastic hard breach, everything you want. Again, it still can open hatches, just requires 2. Has the AK-12, the best gun in the game basically. So has to go into S tier for me. Many hard breach as well, as you can see. However, 4 cameras. The gun, I don't know what the gun's called. My editor will probably put it on screen. That gun there, whatever, it does as much damage as a lot of ARs, but has a fire rate as a submachine gun, if I'm getting that correct. I play him a lot. Has 2 hard breaching gadgets as well. He can place his cameras in the right spot to not get spotted. He's absolutely insane. Okay, he could definitely go into A tier, but I'm just putting him into S tier to just tell you guys to use him more. He's so underrated at the moment. I've seen so many people talk about it. I genuinely think he's so underrated. Stick him into S tier. I'm going to make it easy for you guys. Speed up the video. Aruni, S tier. Flores, S tier. Thunderbird, S tier. Why? Aruni, we all know how Aruni's S tier. I don't need to waste your time. It's the fact that she got 1.5 on the bigger gun as well. Me and gun names, man. Yeah, and her gadgets will always be insane. Bulletproof as well. Use her fist to make rotates. Yep. Flores, underrated character. We saw him a lot in Pro League if you watched SI. Genuinely used correctly, fantastic. 4 extra drones that explode. Again, great for utility clearing, those kind of things. Great gun as well. Flashbangs, everything you want. Again, great operator. Thunderbird change, in my opinion, has made it even stronger, that she doesn't overstim people now. Yeah, so 3 Kona stations will be placed around the area, and if you're one shot, you can go all 3 still there, bang, fully healed, instead of giving someone 20, 30, 40 HP more than they didn't need, or survive maybe 1 bullet in that occasional time. S tier as well, has a C4, great secondary gun as well, bang, everything you want. Osa, for me, goes into A tier. Another character who played correctly, slightly better than these guys, could definitely go in this. Another played correctly, great operator. However, I think she's slightly better than the B tier operators. Still low in the A tier, a bit like Castle, played correctly. These two could arguably go into B tier, but I'm going to put in A tier because I really enjoy playing her. I think her shield brings a lot of cool things, a lot of fun to the game, so she just gets a little bonus point for me to go into A. Thorn for me was an A tier operator, but I feel like the more okay, so this is my quick opinion on Thorn. Thorn with other characters, so like Clash, Malusi, Ella, Lesion, A tier, without B tier. So I don't know where to put it. I'm going to put it in the B tier for now, just as a general operator. Played with other things, fantastic. The gun's really fun, packs a punch. On her own, B tier. With other ones, A tier. And now we save the best till last, Azami. What do I think of Azami? Where do I think Azami belongs? So Azami for me is an S tier in terms of fun and everything she brings to Rainbow Six Siege. S tier operator. However, for me, she's going to A tier. You might be like, oh no, she is S tier. I've played her quite a lot. I don't think she is a must bring operator, if that makes sense. I think she's a fantastic fun operator. I think she's better than the B tier. I think she is more useful than a lot of them. If you play her, again, a little bit like Lesion for me, you need to stay alive and be able to use all 5 of your Kiba knives. If you only use 1, again, not really that useful, but I'm going to put in A right now because she's a new operator and she's so much fun. She gets bonus point. She probably might end up in B, you know, over time if they nerf her gadget, but I think I'm going to fight for her name. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this tier list. Let me know what you disagreed with and agreed with the most. I need to go sort out my bed here, and I'll catch you in the next video, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and see you.